How's it going? Do I know how to be quiet ever? Like, you would think that I don't have a sleeping baby on me. My God. Okay. Let's get some coffee into Mommy's cup. She did me a solid and turned her head away from you guys. Hey, Nikki, how are you? So I don't have to use my free hand to cover her face. What's up, Nikki? Did you just get home from work? Is that what's going on? We're about to do a liquid IV taste test. I'm gonna taste the energy one. I'm gonna see how it goes. I don't know if it's any good or not, but we're gonna find out. Two Nickies are in the room. What's up? Okay, so Liquid IV came out with this energy formula or whatever, and I need energy because my child doesn't sleep. So we're gonna try it. And I'm gonna wait until there's no sound that my machine is not on. Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, I'm curious too. Hold on, I'll be right back. Am I being filtered? Possibly. Possibly. You're not blocked. Definitely not blocked, but possibly filtered. Filtered is always a possibility with TikTok because we know they are le-dum-dum. Le-dum-dum. What did I do with my bags? There we are. I need a recycle bag. Come on. Come on, recycle bag. Don't be stuck. Don't be stuck. It's definitely stuck. Don't be stuck. There we go. Good morning. I saw an ear infection comment. Oh, really? She has an ear infection? Oh, that's not possible. You went to the ER? Oh my God. You guys have really been going through it this month, huh? Well, not December, but like the last couple of weeks. Because, like, hand, foot, and mouth, it was just a bunch of comments at the same time. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. So as soon as the coffee machine gets quiet, we will do the taste test here momentarily. I know, it doesn't let me pin stuff anymore. Surprised it didn't pop. Oh my god, that would be my worst nightmare, Mary. Like, I could have nightmares about that. Oof, terrible. Okay, the machine is quiet. Can everyone hear me now? Okay, here we go. So, I bought this on the Black Friday sale, and I keep forgetting to try it. It is the energy version of the Liquid IV, and I want to try it not only because of the energy part, but because it's pomegranate flavored, which is kind of awesome. Or at least I hope it's going to be awesome. We don't actually know if it's going to be awesome. I don't usually put a lot in this much water. I just like put a little bit, and I especially don't want to overwhelm the amount of caffeine that I have in a day. So we'll just put that there to have the rest of it another time. Just put a little bit for, you know, taste test purposes. Let's mix it up. Okay, so it doesn't blend quite as efficiently as the other stuff, but you know, we'll see. Let's see what it tastes like. Here we go. It's kind of chalky, not gonna lie. I don't love that. Well, it's not great. I can't even lie to you, it's not great. I mean, I'm gonna use it because I paid for it, and it is what it is. Well, it's pretty much dissolved, but the flavor's not even good. It doesn't even like take. Yeah, I'll let it sit, and then at the end, if someone reminds me, I'll taste it again. I'll put it over here. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you though, it does not taste like pomegranate. That is for sure. That is a not pomegranate-like flavor to me. Maybe I'm a picky bee. Could be. I don't know. But it did not taste more powder. I don't know. I don't know if I want more of that flavor, if I'm being honest with you. Hey, Shari. I'll take my coffee for my energy, and we'll wait that one out. Okay. Let's sit down. There. Good morning. I think I'm one of the few in the crew that can't do Liquid IV. I mean, that's fair. Like, everyone's different, you know? I really only like 2 flavors, so, you know, that's it for me. I'm trying to fix you guys here on this. There you go. Okay. She did me a solid and decided to keep her face turned away from the camera, which is great. All right, so we are, guys, look where we are. We're rocking and rolling. I tried the ones my body was like, what, too much? That's fair. I cannot use very much. You saw how little I put in that glass of water. Sorry, the hiccups. Anya, I definitely can't use too much, no. Okay, so we were in the middle of chapter 9. We're gonna finish chapter 9 today. We don't have very much left, and then we'll read chapter 10. Chapter 10 is pretty short. If she stays asleep through chapter 10, we might be able to get through chapter 11. I must have a salt imbalance because, yes, so I don't know. My brother and I, we're both anemic and we both crave salt. So I wonder if you have that. Amanda. I don't know. But anyway, let's go. I ordered some instant hydration on Black Friday, but it always seems to go after. Yeah, I do too. I tried the Water Boy also. You have mild anemia. See, that's probably what it is, Amanda. That's probably what it is. Because my brother and I both have that. And everyone's always like, you put so much salt on stuff, you're gonna get like whatever. And I'm like, I'm not, because my body needs it. So, but anyway, let's see. We are on page 168, starting out today. Let's see where we get. As always, we never know. And we will open our book advent calendar. What is going on here? What is this? What is this? At the end. Okay, we got rid of it, whatever it was. It's gone now. Goodbye to it. The Snow Queen and the Sea... Oh, no, we already read that page. Sorry. You know what? We only read half that page, so let's go ahead and start at the top of this page just to, like, refresh our memories a little bit of where we were. The Snow Queen and the Sea Witch were planning to use Esmea as a weapon against the Otherworld, but sadly, Esmea perished before they had the chance. Once the Enchantress was dead, the Snow Queen and the Sea Witch set their sights on Alex. After a couple of attempts to curse her, they realized how much stronger she was than Esmea. It took over 10 times the amount of dust for the curse to even stick. That's why Alex destroyed the witches and attacked the Fairy Council, Connor said, understanding for the first time. She wasn't having difficulty controlling her powers. It's because she was being cursed. Oh, such a good little detective, the witch said. Luckily, the Snow Queen and the Sea Witch learned from their mistakes with Esmea, and this time, when they hexed the dust, they would have total control over whoever ingested it. Now, your sister, one of the most powerful fairies to ever grace the known worlds, is, well, a creature of rage, torment, and despair. Connor and his friends were livid. They fought against the metal bars restraining them, but it was no use. You still won't win, he shouted. It's going to take a whole bunch more than my sister and a bunch of witches to take over the other world. We have armies and weapons that you can't even dream of. They're going to wipe you out the moment you step outside this library. Marina rolled her eyes as if she had heard this spiel 1,000,000 times. Oh, yes, I know about those, she said. Unfortunately for you, I've planned accordingly. You see, the other witches have no idea what kind of world they're walking into. The other world was vastly different when the Snow Queen and the Sea Witch first discovered it, and they don't realize how advanced it's become. The witches and your sister are merely pawns in my plan to weaken the armies of this world, and once they've been wounded, my own army will arrive and finish them off. What army? Connor asked, and the witch threw her head back and roared with laughter. Oh, don't tell me you haven't figured that out yet, she said. Goldilocks gasped. Connor, she's talking about the literary army. She's going to bring them across the bridge, too. That's why they were lingering around the Northern Palace. It wasn't a scare tactic. They're waiting for her. Of all the possibilities Connor had predicted over the last week, this outcome had completely escaped him. Apparently, they wouldn't need to travel into the fairy tale world after all. The literary army was coming to them. It's still not enough to defeat the other world, Connor said. Both sides will just keep fighting until there's nothing left. And perhaps that's been my plan all along, Marina said. The fairies have been turned to stone. Soon all the witches will be slaughtered, and the armies of the other world will be defeated, and the literary army will be destroyed in the process. That leaves both worlds entirely defenseless and ready for new leadership? Leadership from someone, I don't know, like me? Connor glared at her with the most hateful gaze he had ever sent anyone in his entire life. He couldn't believe the one person here was capable of so much manipulation. Millions of innocent people are going to die because of you. There won't be a drop of blood on your hands, though, he said. I'd say you're a monster, but that's not even fair to monsters. Marina was tickled by this notion, and a sinister smile spread across her face. I may not be the most powerful enemy you've ever made, but I certainly am the smartest, and that makes me the scariest of them all, she said. And a small clock over the entryway struck midnight. The Rose Main reading room began to vibrate. Well, hasn't it been a thrill catching up? But I'm afraid you're going to have to all be quiet now, Marina said. I don't want you to spill any secrets to our guests. And the witch snapped her fingers, and the metal bars confined them snaked around their mouths. Connor and his friends looked at one another in panic, but there was nothing that they could do. Whether they liked it or not, the bridge between the worlds was about to appear.
What started off as a light rumbling sensation quickly escalated into thunderous tremor. The room shook so violently that the windows shattered and the walls began to crack. The chandeliers swung like wrecking balls before crashing to the floor. The tables slid and slammed into one another like bumper cars, and many of the bookshelves collapsed. Suddenly, an enormous ghostly orb descended from the ceiling. It glided through the air and landed at the far end of the room. The orb stretched into a wide oval and gained color and depth, as if invisible paintbrushes were painting it. With every passing second, the vast forest image became clearer and clearer. Soon it was so vibrant that it didn't look like a painting of a forest, but a doorway to one. The witches of the fairy tale world peered through the opening and took their first steps into the other world. Arborus, Tarantuline, Serpentina, Charcoline, and Rat Mary led the charge and were followed by hundreds of other grotesque women. Some flew into the library on broomsticks, some galloped with hoofed feet, and some crawled in on all fours. A wave of salty seawater spilled into the library and swirled around like a living serpent. The sea witch rode in on a wave to the other world, perched on her coral sleigh, which was pulled by a school of sharks. I know, the witches' names are ridiculous. I mean, they truly are. A sudden chill filled the air, and the Snow Queen emerged through the bridge aboard a sleigh pulled by 2 ferocious polar bears. "Your Excellencies," Marina said with a shallow bow, "I'm so glad you've both successfully made it through the bridge. Just as promised, I've found the Bailey girl, and I've cursed her with the dust from the magic mirror. With her power at our disposal, the other world will be ours in no time." The Snow Queen and the Sea Witch were shocked that Marina had pulled this off. "Well done, Marina," the Sea Witch said. "I have to admit, we're pleasantly surprised by your competence." The witches were so excited to finally be in the other world that they didn't even notice the people tangled in the railings above them. Connor and his friends tried to warn the witches that they were walking into a trap, but they couldn't form words with metal bars around their mouths. "Well, what are we waiting for?" the Snow Queen screeched. "We have an entire world to conquer." Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's a trap, Jen, that's for sure. She's got him, and she's got him good. Yeah. All right, chapter 10 is called The Witches Arrive, and I just want you guys to see the drawing for this. Sometimes these chapter drawings are so amazing. You can see the Snow Queen, the Sea Witch, and then like other witches. It's crazy. Yes. All right, here we go. What is this? Okay, it's gone. Page 174, chapter 10, The Witches Arrive. By midnight, over 1,000 U.S. Marines had joined General Wilson on Fifth Avenue. The soldiers surrounded the New York Public Library on all 4 sides, but it was impossible to get close. Whenever a Marine came within 10 feet of the building, he or she was knocked over by one of the lion statues. Even if a soldier was the opposite side of the structure, a lion would crawl over the building and swat the soldier away before he or she could enter. The general watched the statues from behind a wall of sandbags in the middle of Fifth Avenue. He took a long drag from his 12th cigar of the night, and he decided it was time to take action. I'm laying in the playpen with her, and she called it, "Aw, hi, baby angel. You chew that penguin and listen to the story. It's a story for you, too." "All right," he said. "Enough games, cats." And he turned to his soldiers. "I want both those lions blown to bits. Open fire on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And the Marines unleashed tremendous firepower on these national landmarks. Bullets came from soldiers on all sides of the library, from snipers stationed on roofs nearby. The statues were shot, and they crumbled into pieces on the front steps of the library, covering them in stony debris. "Hold your fire," the general ordered, and the shooting ceased. "Inspect the damage." A soldier ran up to the front steps of the library and examined the debris. "All clear, sir," he shouted out. "Good," the general said. "Now send in the platoon to find the girl. If she resists arrest or retaliates with an assault, you are to terminate her immediately. That's an order. Do you copy? Uh-oh. That's Alex. He's ordering termination for you guys. I just want to remind everyone, because I'm a little nervous. In the prologue to this book, Connor doesn't know, he can't remember what happened to Alex. And now they might pew-pew her. This is bad. This is bad, not good. I don't like it. Sir, yes, sir, the soldiers responded. And as the platoon... Yeah, there must be a reason why he can't remember. Yeah. As the platoon charged up the library's front steps, they all came to a sudden halt. As if the destruction of the statues were being rewound before their eyes, the debris magically reassembled piece by piece until both of the lion statues were fully formed again. And the felines were not happy. The lions roared with such gusto that many of the soldiers' helmets flew off. With one powerful blow, the platoon was knocked down the library steps, and the soldiers rolled into the streets. Uh-oh. Holy reincarnation, the general said, and a cigar fell from his mouth. Over 6 decades in serving the United States Armed Forces, General Wilson had never encountered anything like this. Feels like Chemicals and Sadness. It does feel like Chemicals and Sadness. The stone felines were putting up the greatest defense he had ever witnessed. Suddenly, all 3 double doors at the library's entrance were blast open from the inside. Alex and the witches emerged and stood on the front steps with the lions. The witches looked around Fifth Avenue in wonder. The other world was so much bigger and so much brighter than they'd thought. They'd expected a world similar to their own, but instead they were standing in a metropolis of lights and concrete beyond their wildest dreams. The soldiers looked at one another with the same dumbfounded expression. Where did all these people come from? General Wilson picked up a megaphone to speak to the mysterious women. This is United States Marine Corps General Gunther Wilson, he said. Whoever you are and wherever you came from, you're interfering with a matter of national security. Put your hands up and you come quietly or you'll be taken by force. The witches shared a cackle, unaware of who the soldiers were or what they were capable of. You heard the man, sisters, the Snow Queen screeched. It's time to put up our hands. The witches then raised their hands into the air and hundreds of enormous icicles shot up from the ground. They were so sharp that they flattened the tires of all the Hummers on the street and nearly impaled as many soldiers. Attack! The Snow Queen screeched. The other world is ours. The witches squealed in celebration and their invasion began. The sea witch rode her rogue wave around the library and threw pieces of coral at the nearby soldiers. The coral latched onto their uniforms and grew rapidly around their bodies, binding their arms and legs. Rat Mary placed open palms on the ground, closed her eyes, and whispered a spell to summon all the rats in the area. That's funny. To her surprise, thousands of rodents crawled out of the sewers and drains and trash cans and subways and joined her on the front steps of the library. She directed them toward the soldiers, and the rats pounced on them like a plague of locusts. Yuck! Arborists pointed to the trees beside the library steps. All the leaves flew from the branches into the air and rained down on the soldiers. The leaves poked and stung the soldiers like a swarm of killer bees. Smoke steamed out of Charcoline's ears, and the cracks of her ashy skin filled with magma. A fiery geyser erupted from her mouth like a volcano, and she aimed the blast at the general. He and his soldiers dove out of the way, and their wall of sandbags exploded. The Marines had never been trained for such attacks. They were so shocked by the witch's magic that they were practically paralyzed and didn't know how to retaliate. Sir, what do we do? A soldier asked the general. Well, shoot them, the general ordered. Hey, Brittany, shoot them all. The witches didn't recognize the weapons and the Marines were aiming at them. By the time they realized that these objects were firearms, the soldiers had already started firing. A split second before the witches would have been shot and slaughtered on the steps of the library, Alex raised a hand and the bullets bounced off a magical force field. When the general realized that the soldiers were wasting their bullets, he motioned for them to hold their fire. The Marines lowered their weapons and stared at Alex's magic in amazement. The sea witch picked a steaming bullet off the ground with her claw and examined it with her large black eyes. The other world is not the same place it was when we discovered it, she said with a nasty scowl. The sea witch held the bullet to the Snow Queen's nose, and the blind witch smelled it, and her brow tightened. Oh, they've evolved, she screeched. Where's Marina? Why didn't she warn us about this development? The witches looked around the front steps of the entrance hall of the library, but Marina was nowhere to be found. She tricked us, Rat Mary yelled. Marina has sent us to our death, Charcoaline moaned. How could she betray us like this? Serpentine hissed. Silence, you fools, the Snow Queen ordered. We will not perish because of Marina or any other human of the other world. We weren't prepared for this battle, but mark my word, by sundown we will be ready for the war. All we need is a place to retreat until we gain our strength. The Sea Witch looked up Fifth Avenue and pointed at the southeast corner of Central Park in the distance. Look there, she said. It's a forest. I say we take cover in the woods until we are ready. Yes, perfect, the Snow Queen screeched, and she turned to Alex. Lead the way. At the witch's command, Alex clapped her hands and all the remaining soldiers went flying out of their way. She snapped her fingers and all the Hummers and police vehicles, the lampposts and street signs, the trash cans and everything else in their path disintegrated to piles of ash. In one swift procession, the witches, the lion statues, and Alex marched up Fifth Avenue towards Central Park. Once they arrived, Alex waved her hand through the air and a massive force field surrounded the entire park like a shimmering, rippling dome. The Marines tried to follow the witches into the park, but Alex's shield electrocuted anyone who got near it. No one was going in, and no one was coming out. Alex, the lion statues, and all the witches continued their march to the heart of Central Park and disappeared from the Marines' sight. The soldiers had thought they had just seen about everything with the moving statues, but clearly the spectacle had only just begun. Yikes. Your orders, sir? The general asked. Goes live? Wait, what does that mean, Brittany? Goes live? Can you not see me? You see it? Okay. All right. I'm thinking, Sergeant, I'm thinking, the general snapped, and he paced as he thought. The whole island of Manhattan needs to be evacuated at once. Call the Pentagon and tell them that we need backup. We need as many boots on the ground as possible. Sir, yes, sir, the soldier responded. Oh, and Sergeant, the general said, one more thing. And this is the most important thing of the night. Find Cornelia Grimm immediately. Wait one moment here. Wait one tick of the clock. The general knows Cornelia Grimm. It's true. She's very excited that he knows Cornelia. No. Just trying to make sure she... You don't want to be awake, honey, do you? You don't want to be awake, sweetheart. It's no fun to be awake. You want to have a nice sleepy. No? You would rather be awake? Okay. Do you want to go in your chair? Do you want to go in your chair if you're going to be awake? Okay, honey. You can go in your chair. I think she's just too excited that her cousin's gonna be here soon. Yeah. In just a little over an hour, you get to meet your cousin, huh? Is that exciting or what? All right, well, yeah, we might as well do the advent calendar real quick and then we'll try to read the next chapter. I still want to read one more chapter if I can because I think she's in a good mood. But let's just do this while we're here. Yeah, she gets to meet her cousin who's 5 months younger than her. How exciting is that? Very exciting. All right, so New tiny cousin, that's right. So exciting. Your tiniest cousin. It's the only one in the whole family on both sides who's younger than you. Yeah, she's coming to see you. Just for you. You guys are gonna be best friends, huh? Yeah. Yeah, and my brother's daughter is just learning to sit up, so they'll get to like sit together and play in the playpen, which is really exciting because she can sit now. So it's fun because we weren't sure if she was going to be sitting up before they got here. Obviously, we have things that we can put her in, you know what I mean? Like, or she can sit in one of our laps, but it's fun that she can sit on her own now, right? So they can like sit next to each other. It's kind of cute. Okay. Anyway, day 3. Let's go. What? I found it really fast this time. What will day 3 be? I love how your mom new grade. I know, she thinks that's crazy too, Night. So she was like, how did I get a 2? And you know what's even crazier, before I open this, my mom, so when my sister had Zoe was born on July 2nd, okay? July 2nd. I know, it's so true, Sloth. And my mom's birthday is July 1st. So when my sister had Zoe, my brother and I said, well, there's no point in ever buying mom a birthday present again because she got a grandchild 12 hours after her birthday. You can't beat that for a present, right? My sister just gave her the best present she could ever get, so we all can never do it again. And then my brother said, hold my beer, and he had a baby on her birthday. He was like, July 2nd? Nah, son, how about July 1st? So my mom has 2 grandchildren on and right after her birthday, which is crazy. Anyway, let's see what book 3 is. Book 3 is also by Colleen Hoover. It's Never Never. Question, is this advent calendar a Colleen Hoover advertisement? That's 2 in 3 days. I mean, like, it's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Never, never. Never, never forget, just remember. It's the only 2. He said, I'll do the next best thing. That's right. Well, he did even better somehow. Okay, well, that was the book of the day. Very good. And now let's keep reading. Oops. Did you hear the book fart? Did you like that sound, honey? Was it a silly sound? Okay. Where are we? Where are we? The thing about Zoe that we always, my sister and I, do you guys ever see those memes that are like how my daughter sleeps knowing she's the first niece, first grandchild, first daughter, whatever, all that stuff? It's Zoe. Hey, Isabella, because Zoe is the first grandchild on our side, the first niece, and their first daughter. And on her other side, even though she's not the first grandchild, she's the only granddaughter. Oh, I hope school was good. So Zoe sleeps like a princess wherever she goes because she's a princess. She's amazing. I love Zoe. She's so funny. Anyway, let's keep reading. Oh, I'm so glad school's been going well for you. Okay, we're about to read chapter 11, which is page 183. Now, you guys, we're doing a little jumpy jumps here because this chapter is called A Mirrored Escape. You know what that means, don't you, honey? I think we're about to see Froggy again. If he can remember that he's Froggy. Who's to say? Which is why she's the show, not just a character in the show. Yes, Zoe is the show. Like she says, if you want to find her videos, just search Zoey. I will never get over that. I was like, oh no, oh no. I'm so glad she doesn't actually have access to the internet. Terrible. Your cousin's funny, and so are you. Actually, all of you are funny. All 4 of you. You're hilarious, and you're also so cute. She is. She's the girl. She's the girl. Yes, she's even better than Zoe Deschanel, if you will. Okay, here we go. They have such unique personalities. Chapter 11, A Mirrored Escape. After a thorough inspection of all the mirrors in the Center Kingdom castle, Froggy and his mysterious young companion discovered that the castle was just as empty in the mirror dimension as the mirror dimension itself. Surprised it hasn't reserved a website for a future. I mean, she probably has, if we're being honest. Who's to say? They come from certainly a bloodline, that's for sure. I don't know if I told you guys this, and I'll just say one more thing and then we'll read. But everyone always comments on how all 4 of the kids kind of look alike, which is interesting, right? Because yes, they're cousins, but my brother and sister and I have different dads, and all of these children have a second parent, of course. So like, how could they look that much alike? Well, my brother and sister have the same dad, but I have a different dad. And we realized the reason they all look so much alike is they all have my mom's genes, okay, obviously, because they're all her grandchildren. But then all of our spouses, and just Zoe.com, yeah, all of our spouses are significantly Scottish. So like at least like a quarter, if not more, Scottish, all 3 of our spouses. So I think that's why they look so much alike, because they have mom and Scottishness all in them. So that gives them enough similarity, I guess. I don't know. Secret husband is significantly Scottish. My sister's husband is Scottish, and my brother's wife is Scottish, or at least partly each. And my mom is Italian. Yes, my mom's 100% Italian. We all have a type. Yeah. They don't look anything alike, though, which is interesting. They don't look like each other. Anyway. Judging by all the damaged furniture and broken artwork, the literary army had swept the castle and taken all the servants to the northern kingdom during their invasion. Most concerning of all, however, was how little Froggy recognized his former home. They peered into the chamber where he used to sleep, the dining room where he used to eat, and the library where he spent hours a day reading, but nothing spotted even the tiniest inkling of familiarity. Good job with the tape, honey. Can you get the other tape? That was really good. Right, all of us said Scottish or nothing. I know, it's hilarious. And the funny thing is that Secret Husband didn't know he was Scottish until he did his DNA test. So he didn't know. And that was just right before she was born. I know I used to live here, but no matter how many times I remind myself, it still seems like the home of a stranger, Froggy said. Where else could your friends be hiding? The little girl asked. And Froggy tried to think of an alternative hiding spot, but he had a difficult time remembering the names of other locations altogether. Let's search the village outside the castle, he said. Perhaps they're hiding somewhere less conspicuous, like one of the shops or farms. What are their names? I forgot to ask, the little girl said. Froggy opened his mouth to respond, but the right words never emerged. I suppose I've forgotten, he said with a deep sigh, but I'll recognize them the moment that I see them. They've got strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, and freckles. The boy has chubby cheeks, and the girl always wears her hair neatly behind her headband. Or at least, that's how they looked when they were 12. I know they've matured since then, but truly I cannot picture it. It's all right, the little girl reassured him. How many twins can there be who match that description? We'll find them soon enough. A new cluster of mirrors manifested in the distance, and they hurried to inspect them. Froggy and the little girl checked all the homes, the shops, the bakeries, taverns, and barns in the Center Kingdom village, but they were all just as empty as the castle. They were certain that the literary army had rounded up all the villagers too, but an unexpected noise told them otherwise. Froggy and the little girl followed the sound of sniffling to a mirror hung inside a small cottage. They peered inside and found a short, frumpy woman with curly red hair and a large nose. She looked at her reflection in the mirror like it was someone who she despised. The woman tried to smooth the wrinkles on her forehead, tried to flatten the bags under her eyes, tried stretching her double chin as if the skin on her face were made of clay. Naturally, these adjustments never lasted, and the woman just cried harder after every failed attempt. Froggy stayed out of sight so that he wouldn't frighten the woman, but the little girl was drawn to her like a magnet. She was desperate to help. Why are you crying? She asked. And the woman screamed when the strange little girl appeared in the mirror. She turned quickly to look over her shoulder, expecting to find a little girl standing behind her, but when she realized the girl was only a reflection, she screamed again. How did you get inside there? She asked. Are you a ghost? No, just cursed, the little girl replied. I've been trapped inside the mirror for a very long time, and from the looks of it, so have you. But what is that supposed to mean? The woman asked. I saw the way you were looking in the mirror just now, the little girl said. You looked at your own face with such hatred and heartbreak, you nearly hurt yourself trying to change your appearance with your hands. If you dislike your looks to the point of hating and harming yourself, I'd say you're just as cursed and trapped in the mirror as I am. The woman was still shocked to be speaking with a reflection, but even more overwhelmed to be analyzed by one. Tears formed in her eyes again, but this time from embarrassment. You've caught me in a very vulnerable moment, my dear, she said. What's your name? I don't know, the little girl said. All I know is what I see, and someone should never be so distraught over something they can't control. I agree, but it isn't right to make judgment over one moment of weakness either, the woman said. My appearance has always given me grief, but that isn't the reason I'm unhappy. My whole family was recently captured by a terrible army and taken to the northern kingdom. I was crying because I miss them dearly, and I'm worried sick. Then why are you trying to change your looks? The little girl asked. Because I desperately want to save them, but my looks are holding me back, the woman confessed. I'm the only one in our village who escaped the army. There are others like me in towns nearby, and I believed if we joined together we could rescue our loved ones. However, I'm afraid no one will take me seriously because of my appearance. I have a lifetime of experiences to validate that fear. I know, it's crazy, right? Yeah, your cousin just landed. She landed. Isn't that nice? She landed. The plane landed. They're coming to see you soon. That's right. They just gotta get their bags. That's very exciting. Yeah. Do you want this? But please don't drop it again if you really want it, okay? If you throw it again, I can't give it back. It's not, no, that's not so nice. Mommy's gonna take it then. If you're gonna keep throwing it, I'll take it. Yeah. She's so ready. Froggy was certain that the woman's situation was far too complicated for this little girl's expertise, but even in this dilemma, the little girl knew exactly what advice to give. No one ever changed the world by being beautiful, she said. If you want to make a difference, you can't let something as trivial as appearance get in your way. A daisy doesn't need the rose's permission to bloom, and neither do you. Yeah, that's really something, huh? Do you want milk? Do you want milk? Milk? Yeah? Okay, I'll get your milk. I'll get your milk, honey. Hey, babe, they just landed.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is that Dada? Oh, you see him. Is that your Dada? Here's your milkies. Maybe Dada will give you milkies.
yeah, of course.
I may not need permission, but I do need support, the woman argued. I can't fight an army on my own. I'll need others to join me, but I'm afraid they'll only see my looks and they won't listen to my words. I'm afraid they're only going to laugh at my hope of rescuing my loved ones. The little girl placed her hands on her hips and stared at the woman with the confidence of someone twice her age. Only idiots listen with their eyes, she said. If people don't hear your words, then shout them. If people silence you, then write the message with fire. Demanding respect is never easy, but if something you love is at stake, then I'd say it's worth the price. Besides, if you can't get the villagers to take you seriously, you'll never defeat the army. Sometimes we're meant to face the demons at home so we know how to fight the demons abroad. The little girl had waited years to give that advice, and it appeared to do the trick. As if a sudden electrical charge ran through the woman's body, she stood taller and straighter, and her eyes beamed with determination. You're right, child, she said. With all the energy I've wasted moping in front of the mirror, I could have accomplished great things by now. Well, I'm going to stop moping at once, and I'm going to get to work. The woman was so re-energized that her hands trembled as she gathered her coat and hat. She was so eager to begin that she forgot she wasn't alone. Only when the woman had one foot out the door did she remember that the little girl was still standing in the mirror. Thank you for the encouragement, the woman said. Whatever curse you're under, I hope someone can free you from the mirror. You've certainly freed me. The woman left her cottage then and hurried to the next village at a determined pace. Froggy was floored by the little girl's counseling abilities. He applauded her and they journeyed away from the cottage mirror. That was quite the motivational speech, he said. With just a few words, you may have changed that woman's life forever. Boy, I sure wish our paths had crossed when I was younger. I could have used that same inspirational... But suddenly, the cottage mirror behind them started to glow. It became brighter and brighter until it shined with the power of the sun, and Froggy and the little girl both shielded their eyes from this strange phenomenon. What is happening? He asked. I don't know, she said. I've never seen him... Oh, sorry, wrong voice. I don't know, she said. I've never seen a mirror do that before. Rays of light shot out from the mirror like ribbons and wrapped around the little girl's wrists, ankles, and waist. The light pulled her closer and closer to the mirror until her body was pressed against the glass, and just when Froggy didn't think she could go any further, the little girl passed through the plates of glass as if it were a sheet of water. She collapsed onto the cottage floor, and the light faded. Froggy tried to follow her, but the glass between the worlds was solid again. You're on the other side, Froggy exclaimed. You've been freed. But How? She asked in disbelief. What broke the spell? Froggy thought about it, but it was a mystery to him, too. There was only one possible conclusion that he had come to. Maybe it's just like the woman said, he suggested. Perhaps the key to freeing yourself from the mirror is freeing someone else first. I know, sweetheart. Isn't that so nice? She's free. Yay. I know, you did a great job. That was such a smart idea. When I saw that morning, I was like, that is smart.
Did you see what I did there?
Yeah, thank you. That was really nice. I know.
It
I get it.
It was
Yeah.
nicer when I did it.
I get it.
I'll move it back.
Of course, after they leave. Yeah. The little girl got to her feet, but when she turned back to the mirror, she wasn't a little girl anymore. But a beautiful middle-aged woman with long raven hair was now standing before Froggy. I'm so old, she said. Why have I aged so much? This must be the age you were when you went inside the mirror, Froggy said. The longer you were trapped, the more you faded into a little girl. The woman stared at her reflection, and after a moment it astonished her. She looked at her own eyes as if she were seeing a long-lost friend. Suddenly, a wave of memories illuminated her mind like a swarm of fireflies in a darkened cave. I remember, she said. I remember where I was born. I remember where I grew up. I remember all the places I lived. I remember the faces of I remember my name. What is it? Froggy asked. Evely, she gasped, and her face quickly filled with the shame of the discovery. It was so overwhelming that she had to take a seat on a small stool. Why the long face? This should be a happy moment for you. Because it wasn't the only name that I had, Evely said, and she walked around the cottage and recited her memories as they came to her, as if she were narrating a film she saw behind her eyelids. When I was very young, I was kidnapped by an evil enchantress and forced to work as her slave. I was deeply in love with a young man named Mira who tried to rescue me. The enchantress caught Mira and imprisoned him inside a magic mirror as punishment. I was devastated and quickly planned my escape from her. I poisoned the enchantress and ran far away, dragging Mira's mirror into the forest behind me. And then I made a decision that turned me into a monster. And Froggy laughed. I have a hard time believing that. No, I mean it, Evely said. Hi, baby. I see you, my angel. Hi, my beautiful girl. Ha.
Where's the top to this?
The top to... Ooh.
Let's get going.
Oh, right here. I brought it over here by accident.
She seems to be done.
All right. She had been doing the milk sign, so I just thought she wanted it.
She did. She
Yeah.
drank it for a while.
Okay.
She's currently...
Do you want me to hold her so you can do your thing? Or she can sit in here for a second while you do your tea if you want.
Well, I think I'll be heading out, so...
Oh, that's probably true. That's a good point.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it would probably take them a minute to get off the plane and get to the thing, right?
They're on the plane, your butt. Took a picture.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought he said just landed.
But then he took a picture of or it looked like he was in the bathroom with feet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
That could
I
be.
misunderstood. But
No, you're probably right. I told them to text us when they get the bags, so we knew that they were getting on the bus.
Oh, you know what? That's an airplane bathroom.
Okay. I'm sure it'll probably be 30 minutes before they get to the bus.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I will make noise.
Yeah, just put her in here. She'll sit here for a second. She'll be fine.
I don't want her to yell while you...
She'll talk to me. It's okay.
Okay.
She can handle it. Yeah. You want to go spin, spin, spin?
It's hard to judge what's up.
I know. One.
Okay, you can help that out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you want the
I don't
sling?
want her screen.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, that's fine. By the way, well, you know what, never mind.
What?
No, don't worry about it. I'm going to keep reading.
What were you going to say then?
I'll tell you after.
Is it bad?
What?
Is it bad?
Is it bad? No. It's funny, but I'll tell you later.
It's what? Oh,
Funny.
Am I on the screen?
You're not on screen, not at all. This is on screen.
Okay.
This white thing here. So if you go near this, you'd be on screen, but the sink is not, and even just this plant is barely on screen. So if you get all the way over to here,
Okay.
but you're not. It's for us. It's not for the world. I'm online. Some things I don't need to say in front of everybody.
I mean, obviously.
Obviously. All right. No, I mean it, Evely said. I was so heartbroken over Mira that I had a witch cut out my heart and turn it into stone. It made all the pain go away, but it also turned me into an irrational, unsympathetic, and cruel woman. I devoted the rest of my heartless life to freeing Mira from the mirror. I married a king in hopes of using his resources. I tried to kill my stepdaughter. The world found out and they hated me for it, and I became known throughout the kingdoms as The evil queen. The name should have sent shivers down Froggy's spine, but he remained completely unaffected. He listened to Evely's memories as if they were the story he had never been told, completely unaware that the two of them shared some memories. Years later, I tried freeing Mira using the wishing spell, but by the time I collected all the items the spell needed, Mira had faded into nothing but a reflection. He died in my arms just a few moments after being freed. There was a big battle at the time. Soldiers found me in an abandoned castle. Cannons were blasted outside. The castle began to crumble. The mirror crashed over me, and I have been trapped inside ever since. Evely covered her eyes and cried as if the story she had been watching had come to a tragic ending. What about your heart? Froggy asked. Is it still made of stone? Evely placed a hand over her chest and she gasped. No, I can feel it beating. She said, how is this possible? What sort of magic could restore someone's heart? I understand completely, Froggy said with a smile. It's called a second chance. After a lifetime of sorrow, the mirror dimension has granted you the opportunity to start over. I know, it's so wonderful, honey, right? Yay, she got a second chance. Yay!
Say Nana.
Can you say yay?
Yes, Nana.
You miss Nana. It's okay. You're going to have a new friend today that's pretty exciting because she's kind of your size. I know. You can call Nana. Don't worry. I don't deserve a second chance, Evely said. After all the pain I've caused over the years, I deserve to spend an eternity in a prison cell. I know. I have one more page, honey. Just one more page. Well, then perhaps it's a chance for redemption, he suggested. You were too late to free Mira, but that doesn't mean it's too late for everyone else. There are plenty of people who feel trapped in the mirror and could use advice that you've been storing. But why me? Evely asked. Surely there are more suitable candidates than an evil queen. Well, maybe not, Froggy said. Maybe you were meant to go through all that pain and heartbreak so that you could save others from their own. Maybe the evil queen was just a chapter in your life and not the whole story. Maybe the world has dreamed bigger plans for you than you dreamed for yourself. Tears then filled Evely's eyes as she thought it over. It was difficult to accept this kindness from a world she thought was so cruel. I should take my own advice and stop feeling sorry over things I can't control, she said. Thank you for guiding me through it. As much as I'd like to continue looking for your friends, I suppose I'm quite useless to you from this side of the glass, so good luck to you, whoever you are. And then Evely kissed the mirror near Froggy's cheek and left the cottage, taking her first steps towards a new beginning. Once she was gone, Froggy left the mirror and wandered into the darkness of the mirror dimension. What a nice lady, he said to himself. I wonder which friends she was talking about. Uh-oh. I think Froggy might have forgotten his mission. It's not good, you guys. It's not good. It's not going well. Froggy. Yeah. I know. It is bad news. I know, sweetheart. It's bad news. All right, well, I'm going to go because we have guests coming. And that is exciting. And I know, honey. And I will see you all tomorrow. I will get this uploaded for you, Amanda. I hate it because I love him too. Yes, she has not forgotten. It's going to be really exciting for her to meet her newest cousin today. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning. And maybe we'll have some special guests tomorrow morning. Maybe my brother or his wife will be awake. Who knows? All right. Bye, guys.